and then he switched his career mode to commercial function since 1997 by focus on modern trade as the key account managers. He entered to the Indo-China market, including Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Vietnam since 2003. And he has strong connection with the local partner with the operation set up covered for all 4 countries. So now he is the business development of the Siam Macro. He working on the international business development around we call CRMV, Laos, China, Vietnam, Cambodia. So today he give us a lecture on international expansion, and of course for final exam, one of the final exam belong to Kun Thirawath today. Okay, today we have no like a PowerPoint. You have to lecture by yourself. Okay, okay, let's start.
Thank you very much อาจารย์ณัฐมนต์นะครับ Good afternoon everyone. How are you today? Good? Still good right now. นะครับ Okay. Once I got the invitation from the Kasetsart University for the course about the international business expansion, what I think is one is related with my current job at Siam Macro. So you may doubt how Siam Macro did in the market, because in past year you may heard about the news for Siam Macro. Once in past 2 years, once they got acquired from CP Group in 2013, around April. So the deal is the biggest deal in that year. Biggest deal of Asia in that year is worth 188,000 million Thai baht. 188 million thousand Thai baht. So the deal is not small if compared with another deal, with another industrial. You know why? Because this kind of business, what I mean is retail wholesale business, is the stream or the byline to bring all goods to the consumer at the end. But before I jump into the retail wholesale business, I want to introduce myself first, as Dr. Nathapol said. So you may see my profile on the screen. I said that I am the business developer. What develop? Whatever I can develop, so I will. It's like a groundbreaker since starting this career in this market, in this business. So I started working in 1994 in Dutch Mill for the manufacturing for 2.5 years before I turned heading to the commercial side. So at that time the business is not too difficult, but the limitation is the supply side on the manufacturing. That's why I worked there 2.5 years. And this is a very important part for the supply side, because once that you do business, any kind of business, you need to look for the whole loop since downstream, upstream, right? And then I turned to DINHAM or DKSS nowadays, like the distributor business in Thailand. DINHAM is we can say, is school of the salesman. Once we finish or we graduate from the university, whoever who want to work with the sales function, especially in the FMCG, they need to know DINHAM or DKSS nowadays, right? So the time passed, and I jumped my career to Foremost. At Foremost, I take care of the business for the modern trade for a few years before I pass into the new area of the CLMV. So you can imagine in year 2003 or past 12 years ago, at that time CLMV or AEC, no one know about the market. And from the history, once the very old salesman nearly to retire or performance is not reached the level, most of the company they send the old man to CLMV. That's the past 12 years. But in fact, you know, no one think about the future of AEC until the government announced the blueprint about the AEC. We want to combine every country together, totally 10 countries in ASEAN. So the market is open. And if you look for the geographic, North and South is a totally different. North is including of Thailand as a center and combined with Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam. The South is including of Indonesia, Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, and Brunei. So the culture is totally different. The South mostly is a Muslim country. They are Islamic. The biggest is in Indonesia. That the population is 227 million at that time. But in the north, the culture is very close. CLMV is the friends in the past history, and the culture is very similar. We eat rice, another country eat rice. That's the same way. And the difficult thing is Singaporean, Malaysian, or the south of ASEAN, they cannot touch the north. Many of companies, they send the staff to ground break in those kind of countries, but they are failed. I mean, not success. They are not success and they turn back, heading back to their own country. But for Thai business over there, in past 12 years, the leader of the market in many categories, they don't interest in all market. They don't interest. But that's a room for secondary layer, the follower. They can catch up this new market, and they are the leader nowadays in Indochina country. Many brands. You may see Parrot soap, the bar soap, is very popular in some of the country. You may see Imperial Leather bar soap, very popular in Myanmar and in Laos, and they export a lot to China. That's a story. And it's the time I worked in Formos in 2003 for Indochina country to starting business for them to bring the dairy product as a cloud base in year 2003. I worked at Formos till 2007, and before I resigned the company, the sales revenue reached 500 million Thai baht at that time as a cloud baking. And then I got the contact from Singapore company. Singapore company under the name of Fraser and Neff or F&N. Some of you may know F&N because of the time past nearly 10 years. I will talk later about the story of F&N. And now today I'm working as a associate director of Siam Macro Thailand. After the company got acquired from CP, we have planned to explore more and more of countries outside Thailand. So it's a very benefit if you compare. You see the model, once the new country happen, they open. You see Singapore, you see Korea, or you see Japan. Once the market open, the first tier of business they send is retail wholesale. For example, in Cambodia or in Vietnam. The Korea, they send the business like Lotte. You may know Lotte. You may know the gum stick Lotte. But in fact, Lotte is a very big company of the world. It's a global company. And there are many kind of business for Lotte, especially in Korea. For Japan, they use Aeon. Aeon as a flagship of the retail wholesale to penetrate in each market. Aeon, or the old name is Justgo in Thailand. Very long time, Justgo. Try to remind remember your timing in past 10 or 20 years ago. Justgo at that time. So now they turn to Aeon, that very big name, Aeon. Aeon, they use micro financial and retail business to penetrate in each market. That's a strategy of the country. Once they establish the Aeon mall in each country, that means they can bring a lot of product from their own country to the new outlet, to the new country. And it can boost the manufacturing inside. It's the same kind of things for Thailand. We never think about this because the retail wholesale business in Thailand, the owner is very small, like a Tang Hoa Seng, like a Bang Nampu. But we never touch, we never have a business in the multinational or the global size. CP is a good one example. Once that they acquire, they have the intention to expand this kind of business outside Thailand to another country. That means the manufacturing business in Thailand can sell more and more via this channel. Okay, just the introduction. And the additional is I work like a consulting for the consulting firm like Alpha Sci in Hong Kong and Inside Alpha in India. Is my part-time job. So these are my story. And once I got the invitation letter from the university, they said that they want to invite me to share about the macro expansion in another country. But what I think is, I think if just macro, how students get some solid things from the course. So in this class, I need to separate divide into parts. After introduction, I will talk about the trading. Trading is a huge opportunity, especially in the neighborhood country like CLMV is very important for us because it's easy and it's starting for a new explorer, including us. Once we graduate from Kasetsart University, maybe we are the trader. You can set up the model easily, but we need the high intent to do. We need to understand more and more in depth for the market, both of customer and consumer. Yeah. And after that, I will talk about the macro by the video presentation about 6 minutes that you can digest the information from the video about the stream. And I will bring the issue to the next for the expansion. That means once we invest some kind of activity in the new country, we may look in the business stream or the by country stream. So we need to understand that. And I will ending with the Q&A at the end. So, trading. You may know Lays. This is a time of Louis. You know? Louis. Have you seen before? Louis. Mexican chili. Super Louis. I take this photo in north of Myanmar. In last year. I show you for this photo because this is a good example and good sign for the Thai business. At least it proves many kind of business, it show interest from the destination country. They can build Louis, so we can make another brand. Yeah. But from this part, you see the font, Louis is very close with Lay, right? And it's a trick. You see this brand. It's not Nawanakon, it's Langsit. If you are the manufacturer and you build a brand, Langsit, like a photo show, how the people in the destination country, they know for the brand. Because they cannot read Thai alphabet. But you know, all of the country around Thailand, I mean the north, the trick is every product we send out of the country, they need the Thai alphabet on the packaging. Because the perception is they know it's a Thai product. They invest in a Thai product and they love it. And it's guaranteed itself on the quality. And manufacturing business in their own country is very less, except Vietnam. Confectionery in Vietnam, they use a way of, they import a lot of snack confectionery to North, to Hanoi. Once I visit their home, some of home, they use like a SME, packing themselves. They bring a huge bag and they separate and packing in the smaller one. And they set up their own brand names. This is a way they use in north of Vietnam. They use it north of Vietnam. The good point for the confectionery is Thai product is very good taste. It's very good taste. When you travel around the area and you take some lunch, some dinner, you don't know the chef. They use a lot of MSG, monosodium glutamate, ผงชูรส and they consume a lot. They consume a lot in every country, especially in Myanmar. You see the ingredient, เครื่องปรุงนะ ingredients. One of the ingredient when we go to the noodle shop in Thailand, we never see MSG, but in Myanmar, MSG is the one component of the ingredient. You can mix MSG with your noodle and enjoy it in Myanmar. You see, how's popular? How's popular? Can you read the band? Keran. I cannot read because, you know, Keran is a very, I never seen it before. But you see the way this product is packed in Myanmar. But they try to use the Google translation. They use Google translation. And, you know, the brands in the market, the leader may use a crown, Mongkut crown. But they try to use crown, but cannot. They use Keran. You see, they try to copy. Everything they try to copy. So what I want to say with you is once you bring some kind of product to the destination country, the important thing is you need to register your brand, the trademark. This is very important for the trademark. Okay. The good thing is they refer technology by Thailand. You see? Even it's not Thai product, but technology by Thailand. Have you seen this item? Sprite. Sprite, right? But it's packed in the plastic glass and very cheap. Very cheap. They don't have aluminum can and the cost is very expensive. All of things is coming from abroad. They import all of things. This kind of country. The next one. Do you understand this? You are very clever. What's the brand? Lergift. Lergift. I think the lady is quicker than the man, than the guy, because they have the mirror. You can use the mirror for it. What's the brand? And see. Lergift. It's a paradox. But the thing is, they try to copy everything. But once they in production, the film is swapped in another side. So the brand is because they don't know the Thai alphabet. They don't know the Thai alphabet. This soft thinner, a detergent, is a detergent. What I made in Vietnam. This is what I made in Vietnam. The last one. Tic Tac. You know the brand Tic Tac? Do you know the brand Tic Tac? No? Yes. Tic Tac is gum. But I'm not sure in Thailand they have the same wood in the supermarket or not. But this brand is very strong in Europe. Tic Tac is a brand of Europe. But now you see they got the brand Tic Tac to be what? Tank ferment for Suan. So how dangerous of the brands if the brands belong to you? But the important things, if you don't register this kind of things, you see on the top of the photo, Mến bờ Phật. Mến bờ Phật. This is a Vietnamese language. Vietnamese language that talk about the products, but they try to combine the Thai alphabet inside, and they use Google Translation. Men for men birth, they translate to ผู้ชายถังซึม You see at the top, ผู้ชายถังซึม This one. But how consumer knows what is ผู้ชายถังซึม? They just know the alphabet, right? Those are kind of the photo I show you. What I want to conclude to you is Thai product is very interesting for the consumer in CLMV market. In CLMV market, both of food and non-food, they believe and they trust on the quality. Price is a secondary. They don't mind the price because the market, there are the niche market that they can afford on the pricing. Is a key point. They interest in the Thai product, and everything, every product you can try by export, like a trading in this market. I'm taking back to my career in year 2003. Once F&N acquired business from Nestle. On that year is a very big deal. The same deal like a CP takeover or acquire Macro. So it's a big deal of the year because the F&N business in Singapore is very big. They have the beer business and very good profit. They have the property. The beer business, what I want to say is a Tiger beer. And in the past, they have the manufacturer for Heineken in many countries. Only Vietnam, they have 5 factories, top to toe, north to south. These 5 factories is produce the leading brand like a 333, or in Vietnam language we call Ba Ba Ba. Is a leading brand. Tong San, Sam Sam Sam. We call Ba 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 the brand. And Anchor is belong to the Pa Samor, beer, ABC. It's very popular brand, so the deal is big for this deal. And it's including of the dairy product that they want to integrate their own factory in Malaysia, because in Malaysia they are the leader of the condensed milk. So that's why they contact Nestle to buy the factory and licensing the brand of the Bear brand, the Carnation. I think the brand is well known for you all. Carnation, Bear brand, Milo, UST. It belongs to Nestle, but they license it to FNN right now. Another one brand is Magnolia. They want to use Thailand as a springboard, jumping into Indo-China country, because as I said that Singaporean and Malaysia is they are very difficult to keep in touch with the local people in North. And the trading is a less investment, because it's no need to set up the manufacturing since the starting. So I got the assignment to kick off this project, and I set up my times to explore all countries in this area. What is the key success factor? I show the banana market, เรื่องกล้วย But in fact, it's not easy like we think, because there are many constraints around this area. This is a banana market in Naypyidaw, the capital of Myanmar. What we want to concern priority is partnership or distributor. When we want to export the product to outside of the country, we cannot do only by ourselves, but we need a partner in another side. And the point is how to find a distributor, because we don't know anyone in the market. The easiest way is you need to go to the market yourself and check the performance in the market. How? Let's say, for example, you may see what kind of product is a really good distribution in the market. It means the distributor, they can distribute. They can use their mechanism to distribute their product to the market. But who is the right one? You need to concern who is the right one. When we select the distributor, we need to think about the 3 kinds of things. The first of thing is the performance, how they distribute to the market. Second thing is the financial. You need to trade by cash in the starting, because you don't know them and they don't know you as well. But we both, like a boy and girl, we need to marry each other. You are a boy, once you're looking for a girl, how the spec and how the girl respond to the boy is the same kind of things. It's not like Tangmo and Tono. Once you are married and one day you get some problem and you divorce, so the brand is get very high effect from them. And the last one is attitude. Attitude is a key important thing, because once you build the brand together for long time, maybe it's a time to manufacturing in the next step. It's not just a trading. Once the scale big enough, we may turn from the trading to manufacturing. And we need the same dreams from the distributor. Second one, importation. Because the product is produced in Thailand, you need to make it lowest cost. The cheapest cost, what it means? The cheapest landed cost make you advantage when you compare with the competitor. But how? You need to understand once you export the product from Thailand, at least you have the management cost, you have the transportation cost, and once you pass the border, you need to pay tax and duty. You need to manage the transportation. You need to clearing many kind of things to be the landed cost. And then you plus some margin, I mean the distributor margin, to sell to the wholesale. Who can manage the lowest cost in the market? That means that you get the advantage from the competitor. But it's not just this point. The brand building is important. Once you distribute product, you need some support from the principal for the brands. Not just put the product on the shelf and leave, because that's a hit and run business. Okay. And the last one, you need to understand the channel of the distribution. Let's say in my period of times, once I sold the evaporated milk to the market, there are many channels of the distribution. For the example, you need to know the culture of the country. Let's say in Cambodia, for example, they have the wedding period in end of the years, and they have the China round table, like a party, Tok Jin. Okay. And they consume a lot of Tom Yam Goong, same as Thailand, on the Tok Jin, Chinese round table. So you may use this channel to distribute your product to them. Sometimes, once you make very strong local product, you may need to explore more, like in Vietnam. You cannot sell the condensed milk on the shelf, but you may need to look to another channel like an industrial. Why? Because of, the sugar price in Vietnam is very high. Sugar price. In Thailand, the sugar price is around 20, 21, 22 baht a kilogram. But in Vietnam, maybe over $1. It's over $1. And we cannot export because once a week, we don't have the quota. When you want to export, you need the quota for refined sugar. Even in China, the cost is over 40 baht a kilogram. It means a double price for Thailand for the sugar. So you need to understand the channel of distribution. And I need to comment on this. Once you want to explore your business in this area, you need to understand more. Country, company, channel, customer, category, consumer, and competitor. You need to explore more on this. Sometimes you may see the local, they acting better than us. Let's say in a photo, you see how they display the pineapple in the wet market. It's different from us. So I start to explore more and more in Indochina. The population in the CLMV is over 160 million. But the point is 76% is they are very poor. It's under the poverty line. What is the poverty line? It means the income is less than $2 a day. The income is less than $2 a day. This is the index. So you may digest those kind of information. The population, the GDP, inflation, and the important thing is the increasing of the food and beverage spending. You see, it's increasing every year. So you know, in Thailand now it's very difficult for the commercial side because economy is not so good, like you know. The sale, some of the company is really declining at this period. But the country allow us is they are growing. So some of them they move to CLMV. That's the reason. But the point is how the country difficult to run business from the index. This table is show the easy of doing business in some country. Let's say Cambodia, Laos. You see, the index of Cambodia is the ranking easy of doing business is 145. In Laos is 164. Is in the bottom of the box. It means it's very difficult if we want to set up something in those countries. Yeah. So I start doing business by explore some kind of things. I explore that point bed of Aranya Pradesh in Cambodia border. You may do the same kind of thing by observe the activity like this. So at that time, the condition is so poor, like a road infrastructure is not good, and we can drive just 40 to 70 kilometers per hour. In the country, especially in the rainy season, how the life going on, it's not just the language, but infrastructure, the facilities is not so good. Sometimes you carry the product and cross the border, you may get struck by this kind of problem. These show the railway, the rail transportation. Very old. It's very old. But we need to do the things and live with them. This show the port. We have Klong Tei, we have Lam Chabang, but they have Sihanoukville or Kampong So. What I show this is I want to sharing to you how to concern about the serving cost or the cost to serve. You need to compare in some case. Once you carry the product into the country, maybe the cost to serve by boat may be cheaper than truck. But in some case, carry the product by truck, the cost to serve is cheaper than boat or the sea freight. You need to compare that. And this one, what I want to say this is that you need to understand the culture of the country. Because Cambodia, Vietnam, and Laos is under the French colonial for a long times. It's under the French colonial for a long time. Myanmar is under the British colonial for a long time. So culture is different. For the French colonial, once 11 o'clock, they rest 2 hours until 1 o'clock. They're sleeping at the office. If you don't understand and don't know the culture, it's different once that you want to control people, your staff. You want to know this. What's wrong of this photo? What's wrong of this photo? Anyone want to answer? What's wrong of this photo? It is a liquor product produced in Malaysia นะครับ produced in Malaysia but once that they export to sell in Myanmar but they use Shwedagon Pagoda like a brands that means you are playing with the religion very contrast with the product นะครับ What I want to say is when we launch the product you try to escape from this kind of story that may bring the conflict between the product and the consumer and they try to copy แม่โขง you see the alphabet they try to copy แม่โขงแสงสมนะครับ you see this photo what's wrong what kind of oil is palm oil Olein and well what's wrong no you see how it separate how it fragment you see this one Olein and well is a palm oil what I want to say is one condition is you need to concern geographic you need to concern the weather this is the north of Vietnam and the north of Laos the point is the weather in the north is nearly 0 degree in some months and you see the effect once that you display the product on the shelf when the temperature change this is a one concern it's a hidden agenda for the product quality sometimes they don't intend to do but they don't know what is the effect once the things happen so Olein is difficult to sell in the north some of you may don't know in this region there are ski resorts there are snow 2 countries one is the north of Vietnam in Sapa and another one in Myanmar there's snow in CLMVนะครับ if you interest to explore I suggest you go to Sapa very beautiful and nature Sapa of Vietnam you search a Google Sapa you can see everything there this may more familiar and I will end the session with this slide sometimes we send the goods to the area because we want to serve like ready to eat ready to cook but don't forget we have the franchise we are strong in the food for Thailand and they know well once that they travel to Bangkok and once that they travel to the border they saw a lot of Chai Si Mi Kiao they saw a lot of ไก่ย่าง 5 ดาว 5-star chicken you know just 5-star chicken in India there are over 700 counter of 5-star chicken and it's very popular there are over 200-300 in Myanmar and the business is quite good profit it's good profit it may be the one channel to export you need to concern about this kind of things the last one you don't afraid. If you want to do the business, I say to you that the consumer in this area, they love Thai product. Even in Hanoi, there's a lot of the Thai shop. The owner is a Vietnamese, but they can put the signboard like a Hang Thailand. Hang Thailand is a Vietnamese language. Hang Thailand. All of product is bring and smuggled from border to Hanoi. How they carry? They carry from Mukdahan or Nakhon Phanom and pass Laos to Vietnam border. Especially in Mukdahan, they pass the highway to Lao Bảo, central Vietnam, and bring the product to the north in Hanoi. It means if one day you want to do your own business, you may look about this kind of activity. It's a one format of expansion and it's very good fit for the starter, like a new entrepreneur. นะครับ Last slide for this session. Energy is the more you give, the more you get back. You do more, you can get more. นะครับ I ending the session, the first session. นะครับ The second one I want to show you is about the bigger scale, like a macro. You need to understand their business first. Macro, they have entity branch. Macro, they have an entity branch in Thailand, and there are many formats of the business. So there are many formats. So we restart again. You may see this video around 6 minutes. Okay.
Small retail stores, restaurants, and hotels across Thailand are important mechanisms in products distribution from manufacturers to consumers. The source these operators buy like a large warehouse that stocks full range of fresh and new products sufficient for its members. Thus, they do not need to keep a large stock at their stores, allowing more liquidity for their daily business. Products sold at Macro have passed product development and quality control procedures from manufacturers to point of sales at Macro stores, including products under Macro's own brands, including Aero, SafePack, and QBiz. At Macro, food hygiene and safety are crucial. We collaborate with farmers to develop and control agricultural production processes, utilizing modern, environmentally friendly technology under the Macro Quality Pro project to upgrade agricultural products to meet international standards. This has made Macro accredited by many local and international organizations. Members can be assured every time when shopping at Macro. Being part of society, Macro regularly conducts direct and indirect social responsibility programs for communities, which includes hiring locally, good wages, as well as excellent benefits and healthcare. Paying taxes to local communities, purchasing products from local farmers and suppliers, we support activities and projects for the greater good of the public. Macro cooperates with the government organization for retail channels and distribution of agricultural products via Macro stores nationwide. Macro also supports many projects under royal patronage. Macro is committed to support and assist our members to sustainably run their businesses through hosting useful projects and social programs, such as the Macro Retailer Alliance Project, established in 2007. The Macro Retailer Alliance Project aims to enable small retailers to efficiently operate their businesses through knowledge, equipment, and skill in maximizing sales and profits. The first Macro Retailer Alliance Center was established at Macro La Prau to provide assistance and coordinate with private and public agencies under the motto, "Strengthening the Thai retailers is our goal." The center is open to all, not just Macro members. Macro Retailer Alliance activities include seminars to share knowledge and consultation on efficiently managing a retail business. The Macro and University Students Local Retailer Development Project transfers retail business knowledge to students so that they may assist businesses in their local communities. The Retailer Expo is organized to disseminate useful knowledge to small retailers and the next generation via various activities, such as the Next Generation Retailers Business Plan Competition and Small Retailer Shop Design Contest to maximize sales strength, and many other knowledge-based activities. This was a truly meaningful event held for retailers. In yet another social activity to support food shops, restaurants, and hotels, Macro has regularly organized useful activities such as Macro Horeca, a culinary festival featuring food and Horeca equipment, together with techniques and knowledge on business advancement to add value to businesses in the hotel, restaurant, and catering service industry. Macro members can learn a great deal at these events and apply their newfound knowledge in improving the efficiency of their businesses. Macro always conducts business on the basis of integrity and sincerity for all our valued member customers, resulting in their continued support to drive Macro ever forward through the promise of integrity in providing the best products and service possible, emphasizing the distinction as a wholesale distributor of consumer products for the maximum benefit of Macro members and local communities forevermore. Macro, your trusted partner.
Okay, this story of Macro. After looking the video, so you may conclude the business of macro. But before that, you need to know when I want to bring macro business to another country as planned. I got a lot of problem because these are restriction business for another country, like in Myanmar, in Vietnam. In the past, Vietnam just allow because of the WTO, they just open for the retail wholesale business in this year. But before that, it's a very difficult. It's a restriction product. And when we try to offer the things to the government for this investment, what's related and very important is the land. Because the plot of land, once we want to export a new branch, we may need over 20 to 25 lives for one branch. And the cost of land is very high. Let's say in Myanmar, the land in Myanmar, especially in downtown, we cannot touch. Per 1 square meter is 1 million Thai baht. 1 square meter. So 1 lot is mean 400 million Thai baht is the cost of land. And how's the return? When you can gain back the return of investment, not easy. The strategy, once we want to explore the new land, you need to know how the commune move. Like once I saw the plan of a country, maybe I can source the data from another source. Like I can find some information from the Japan organization. And they can draw how they input or inject the money to the government and expand the city. In Hanoi, they inject the money for the high-speed railway. In Myanmar, they plan the new city. They plan for the new railway. So we need to know how the commune move and buy the land outside, outer links, not downtown. But the key point is, once you select the site, once you select the land, the plot of land, this catchment area, you need to draw the people within 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes to our store. Unless it's difficult because it's too far for shopping. The second limitation is once you approach the government, they need to cross-check with the law, and it's restricted by the wholesale retail license. Wholesale retail license is the second thing. If you can get it from the government or the Board of Investment support, so you can do the business. The third one is importation. Because you are the foreign company, you cannot do the import product directly, but you may need somebody to carry the things to your own business. This is the three kind of things that very important for retail wholesale business in the country. So, by the way, the company put the vision like they want to be the number one, the food solution provider. If you look on the video, it's not just the grocery product, but there are the fresh, the wet product that they improve a lot. And it's one strategy of the business to drive the revenue and profit. They want to be number one food solution provider for professional customers in ASEAN. The company invests a lot, especially the chef competition. They try to connect to, we call the HORECA. HORECA is mean hotel, restaurant, and catering. Hotel, restaurant, and catering. You know, this kind of business is a very hidden business because you see the number of hotels, especially in Thailand. How many hotels in the country? Who's know? 3-star, 4-star, and 5-star. How many? It's related with the tourism business. Once the tourism is growing, the number of hotels are increasing, right? And the key city like a Siem Reap, or in Myanmar, or in Luang Prabang. So this is a tourism business that we can catch up to grow the business. Okay. So this is a background, the overview from the video. I try to conclude. They start business in 1988 or 26 years ago for the first macro branch in Lat Pao. So until now, the company employed the staff 14,000 people for the whole organization through 83 branch in Thailand and 5 frozen shop. The revenue is around 4.4 billion US dollar in last year. It's equal as 140,000 million Thai baht. Some kind of things. 140 something. 140,000 ล้าน ปีที่แล้ว last year นะครับ So you see this kind of business is not small and is directly related with everyone. Store is open since 6 o'clock. Why 6 o'clock? Because our customer is the hawker or small shops like a catering shop. So they need to buy the fresh product. It's like a fresh market, modern fresh market to buy the material for cooking or processing some things. And we are the company list in the stock market with the capitalized approximately 5.5 billion US dollar in stock exchange of Thailand. And we are customer-centric strategy. So once you want to shopping in macro, you need to get the member card. In Thailand, we don't get the member fee, any member fee. We don't get from the customer. But in some of the country, they use the member fee. Like you see the Costco. Costco is a wholesale of America. So some of the brands, they get the fee. It's a different strategy. Inside of macro, we have the subsidiary company we call Siam Food Service in this corner. You see, Siam Food Service. So we established in 1984. We not established. It's established on 1984, but we acquired from the previous owner in past few years. At that time, they sold the product to Horeca in Thailand, just a few hundred million Thai baht, ไม่กี่ร้อยล้าน But nowadays, after macro takeover until now, a few years, we can drive the sales revenue to 1.4 million Thai baht, 1.5 million Thai baht in past year, 1,500 ล้าน. So this company, they import a lot of things from abroad. You see the brand. These all kind of brand we don't sell in macro store. Just some. But most of them we direct import from many sources, like the mussel from New Zealand, the lamb or salmon from Chile, Norway, many kind of things. And we supply to the 4-star, 5-star hotel or natural catering like Airways. It's very good strategy. And then, with a good result, they expand business to Vietnam. in past 2 years and set up the company called Vienna Siam Food Company in Ho Chi Minh City. And by 2 years, the sale dive to 300 million Thai baht something. You see, this just a trading company in Ho Chi Minh City, no store. And in this year, we opened the branch in Hanoi, the second branch. And in next year, the plan is we need to set up the new branch in Da Nang, in central of Vietnam. You see how they grow the business is step by step, not at the same times, but it's a sustained business. So in the company, you see, the company, the shareholder mainly is the holding, Siam Macro Holding 55%, and CPO. CPO is the owner of 7-Eleven, the brand licensing. CPO acquired the business under 42.9 or 43%. In totally, it's around 97% is belong to CP Group right now. The model, the business model, there are many kind of models. Yeah. There are many service sector. At first, we need to know the customer. We need to know the customer, and we digest the data from them. How's their shopping? How many of them? How's the frequency they comes? How's the basket size? And after we digest, we identify the format. We specific the such kind of the customer and shop. Let's say you see the target of the business. The target of business is retailer, HoReCa, service, and other. How is different? You know, this presentation I show to some of government because they may concern we try to tap the local business, but we need to define how it's different from another. Service like the government agency, hospital, education. The HoReCa is mean hotel, restaurant, catering. This is a retailer, mom and pop shop. All is a different destination, different target. How we make it cheaper than another? It belongs to the management that they prove. We save the cost from the supply chain. We have our own warehouse and we direct to the customer. So the distribution center, we have the automatic system. Let's say you can imagine entity branch how we distribute a huge volume to each branch. So we just make the input to the system, and then it's tracked itself by the barcode, internal barcode, and use the DC to separate the kind of thing to each gate, each destination. This is the most important thing for this presentation. The format we have in Thailand is including of the store. You see, this is mostly is a retailer store. We call the classic store and Eco Plus store. Second one is a food service store. Now it's less in Thailand, but just some few shop like in Hua Hin, Phuket, Pattaya, the shopping center, the tourist center. The next one is Siam Frozen Shop. Frozen Shop, we have 5 branches in Thailand, but not in Bangkok right now. It's localized CP Freshmart. But once a strategic is very close, very similar, we break for a while. But we try to find a ways to develop and make it different from the CP Freshmart in the future. And the last one is a direct distribution, direct delivery from Siam Food Service, as I showed you in previous slide. You see how different. This is the shop, the store that the customer walk into our store. This is a direct delivery. It's different format. So you may observe in the bottom, sales space per store, how we call classic, how we call eco plus. There are the conditions. The sales space is different. The biggest one is around 13,000 square meter. 13,000 square meter, the biggest one. But the shop like a frozen shop, you see the space is just 100 to 150 square meter, not too big like a mini mart. You see how they spread. It's a cover nationwide. It's cover nationwide. But it's related with what I said about the trading. If you see once we open AEC, the company knows it's difficult to invest in the opposite side, but we put the store at the border, at the gate. In every important gate, like in Myanmar border, for example, we put store at Mae Sot, Mae Sai, Ranong, Kanchanaburi. At Laos, we put store at Loi, Nong Khai, Nakhon Phanom, Binh Kang, and Mukdahan, and Ubon Ratchathani. So every gate we cover, and we think the trader in opposite side will cross over and shopping at our side and export themselves. You know, just walk in customer, walk to our store and carry back for trading at the border. The trading revenue a year is over 1,500 million Thai baht nowadays. Carry themselves. We can track by the member card, who is the exporter. The product, once you go to shopping and see the product in our store, we define in 3 classes. The first is a fresh food, combining the fresh food. Secondly is a dry food or the grocery. And the last one is a non-food. But how we separate, how big of the space is depending on the variety and the revenue of each part. Apart from that, we have our own brand. We have the supplier brand or principal brand, and we have the own brand. How's the concept of the own brand? The own brand is well known worldwide. And we want to produce the product we call the A quality and B price. This is under the Arrow brand, the A quality and B price. It means it's a very good quality, but the price cheaper, maybe around 10%. Another thing is you may see the safe pack. Safe pack may be the B quality and C price more cheaper, maybe 15%. So once the marketeer they put the strategy, they try to define this. And if you see these all things, especially the liquid things, the customer is the operator, and the packet is the bigger size, like more than 1 liter per unit. It's not for the end consumer that they use the small bottle or the small unit of the things. So we have the macro bakery, in-house bakery inside. If you went to our macro bakery, it may different from another. If you remember the cake, the small cake in the hotel or in school in the past of period, it's very difficult to find. But macro, you can order small cake, and we supply to many hotels We supply to many hotels and make it facility. Once I talk to the government for a new investment, I need to show how we bring the benefit to the local. This is an expansion plan, this is an investment plan. What we want to say with them is the people development plan. Because once you bring the store to them, you know, one store we use the staff. Our direct staff is around 170 people per store. It means you can create a new employee for the local. And we pay at the fair wages. The next one is the company have the program that support local farmer and SME. Because you know the wet market is very difficult to control the quality. But we send